Why is it that every time you try to change yourself, when you say that you're done doom scrolling, sleeping in, and wasting your time, somehow you find yourself right back to the same old bad habits that you swore you were done with? You think the reason is because you're struggling with discipline or your routine is lacking, but the truth is something much worse is controlling you. And if you're not careful, you're going to be controlled by your weaknesses for your whole life. It's not because you're lazy and it's not because you're weak, but because there is a part of you that actually doesn't want to change. And as long as this version of you exists, you will never become the person that you want to be. But if you want to grow and become stronger, you can learn from
Maki? The fact is, she's a total weakling. She can't even see curses. She's just a normal person swinging around cursed tools. I don't know why she's a jujutsu sorcerer at all.
Love me. Honestly, Maki, you're the shame of the Zenin clan. I wish you were never born. Love me. Just this once. Make me happy I gave birth to you. Maki. Love me.
I always figured it would come to this one day.
Love me. Oh, baby.
You have to offer up something in order to gain anything. The fact that we go through pain to grow stronger follows the same logic.
Love me. Oh, baby.
Do you understand? You are me, and I am you. You can long to grow stronger and work so hard you spit up blood.
Love me,
but it's all pointless. Because I don't want to grow stronger at all.
love me, love me. Hey, I get it! Just come back!
This is all I'll leave you with. Cast off the rest.
Oh, love me, love me.
Just promise me one thing. Please. Destroy everything.
Why are you still a jujutsu sorcerer?
Because I happen to be spiteful. I plan on returning to my family one day as a grade 1 sorcerer. And then I'll obliterate the Zenin clan from within.
I wonder what I plan to do.
Why couldn't you just stay at the bottom with me, Maki?
Have you no heart left inside of you, Maki?
I don't. She took whatever heart I had with her.
I have to warn you, if you want to go down this path and grow stronger, you will have to sacrifice someone important to you. And that's the version of you that is addicted to comfort. But the truth is that most people will waste years or their whole life not sacrificing this part of themselves. They will stay a slave to every impulse, habit, and action that keeps them comfortable but trapped in a life that they're unhappy in. Just like Maki and Mai, we're more than just one version of ourselves. There is that version of us that wants to grow stronger, and the other one that is keeping us trapped in a life that we're unhappy in. I call this the Mai paradox, and as long as both of these versions exist inside of us, we will never feel content or complete. But the question is, which version of us will survive? Maki and Mai were twins born into the Zenin clan, where strength meant everything. But because they were twins, their power was split between them. They were two halves of one person, and as long as both of them existed, neither could reach their full potential. Maki never wanted to lose Mai, but it was also true that she wouldn't have been able to grow stronger without Mai's sacrifice. The Mai inside of you is the one who runs to comfort, the one who grabs their phone every time they're bored, who tells you that you deserve another day of being comfortable even when you know you haven't done anything to deserve it. But even still, we're trapped in the Mai paradox because our comfort keeps us safe. What's the harm of one more day of keeping up a bad habit? One more day of sleeping in? One more choice we'll regret? Until suddenly, one day, you are hit with a major tragedy. A death, a relationship or friendship ending, a betrayal, a job loss. When this happens, you realize you don't have the physical and mental strength to deal with the challenge in front of you. And if you're truly not ready, these moments can break and sink you further into the very weaknesses you once promised to grow out of. But how can you sacrifice the Mai inside of you before it's too late? You can't gain anything without giving up something of equal value for it. If you want money, you have to give up your time working a job. If you want new shoes, you have to give up that money that you worked for. And if you want to grow stronger, you'll have to sacrifice your weaknesses. That's just the way that things work. But are you willing to pay the price to grow stronger? Because when most people think about changing themselves, of having an ideal body, an ideal life, this perfect partner, this perfect life, they don't imagine all of the things that they will have to give up in exchange for it. There's so many people who want to become physically fit. They say that they will start going to the gym, that they want a six-pack, that they want to look aesthetic. But when it comes down to it, they aren't willing to sacrifice all of the comforts that have held them down. That's all of the bad foods that they eat. That's all of the habits that keep them stagnant and trapped and avoiding the gym. And this applies to everything you want in life. Instead of imagining all of the benefits and all of the pros of a life that you want, instead, imagine what will you have to give up in exchange for that goal. And ask yourself, are you willing to pay that price? This is the difference between people who will be able to break free from their my paradox and the people who will stay stuck in it for their entire lives. But no matter who you are or what your goal is, there are two specific weaknesses that are keeping you trapped in a life that you're unhappy in. The first one is your addiction to your phone. Increased screen time, constant doom scrolling, and being chronically online is keeping you content in a life that you're unhappy in. How many times do you find yourself reaching for your phone when you're bored? How many times do you find yourself getting numb to all of the problems and stresses in your life because you've went down a doom scroll rabbit hole and you don't even remember the stress that you had to begin with? But what happens after these constant states of being online is that you will find yourself feeling frustrated. You will find yourself getting angry, feeling tense, and feeling like there's something bothering you without ever truly knowing what it is. And what do you do when this feeling comes up? You go back to your phone. This is a constant loop that I have been stuck in, that so many people will be stuck in for their entire lives, and I'm willing to bet that so many people will die with the regret of being on their phone too much. How do you break free of this? And this leads to the second addiction, which is the addiction to comfort. At the end of the day, needing comfort will force you into a position where you are constantly looking for actions, behaviors, and ways of thinking that keep you trapped in a life that you're unhappy in. Why is that? Because it almost sounds like a contradiction. If you're comfortable, how can you possibly be unhappy? People are not meant to be comfortable. We find meaning in a struggle, but not just any struggle. A struggle that we find meaningful and valuable enough to suffer for. Let's say that you have the goal of getting fit in the gym. That requires for you to sacrifice your comfort. You will feel so uncomfortable going to the gym the first time, but you constantly show up, and as a result of this discomfort, your body grows. You become more fit, you start gaining confidence, and you find yourself realizing that on the other side of certain discomforts is the version of you that you've always dreamed of. But this only comes after you let go of comfort. But once you decide to sacrifice your addiction to comfort, to letting go of being controlled by your phone, this is not just one decision you will have to make, but a constant battle every single day. Once you're able to see this addiction to comfort that is inside of you, it's something that you will never be able to unsee. You'll see it in everything. From your choice of food, the time that you go to sleep, the time that you wake up, how many times you reach for your phone. And it's in these moments where you're able to say, oh, this is the my in me talking. This is the part of me that wants to stay comfortable and addicted to weakness that is speaking right now. When you're able to see that, you're able to make a choice. Do you want to listen to it, or do you want to choose the other version of you, the one that wants to grow and become strong? Which version of you shows up when things get tough? This is the easiest question that you can ask yourself to figure out if you're making choices that will lead you to becoming someone you can be proud of, or if you're taking actions so that you can keep yourself comfortable. The thing about the Mai paradox is that it feels so rational to protect this part of ourselves. If you even look at Maki, she never wanted to lose her sister, and of course she didn't. But here's the thing when it comes to us. We think we're protecting a part of ourselves when we take the path of comfort. But really, we're just holding on to old ideas of who we are. Because the thing is, when you take actions that lead you out of your comfort zone, you're questioning your entire identity. You're pushing yourself. And that feels dangerous. It sends signals to your mind, to your body, that you need to run back to comfort because you're afraid of getting hurt. And that's why when you ask yourself which version of you shows up when things get tough, you know who you really are, because anyone can say that they want to get strong. But it's in those moments when you have to decide, are you going to doom scroll, or are you going to do the uncomfortable thing you told yourself you were going to do? Here's the thing about sacrificing your comfort zone. You will fail. You will fall back into old habits. You will question if all of the struggle is worth it. But what makes you strong isn't only when you succeed. It's how willing are you to stay in the fight. How many times are you willing to pick yourself back up and stay true to a goal, to a version of yourself that you want to become? The more times that you're able to walk down this path of being your authentic, strong self versus staying in the comfort zone, that's what makes you strong. But if you're someone who finds themselves constantly struggling with the same things, whether it's corn, food, drugs, or drinking addiction, anything that feels like an impulse that you can't control, I've created the Impulse Mastery Blueprint, where I've detailed all of the lessons that I've learned on how to become consistent at choosing to grow stronger. This is something that can help you go from being this version of you that is addicted to comfort to being someone that is more like Maki, someone who is able to surpass all of their weaknesses. If you're interested, check the link down below. And if you buy it and try it and don't like it, within 30 days, I'll give you your money back, so you can literally take it and use it for a whole month without ever needing to pay $1. But let me know what it is that you're struggling with, and we can grow stronger together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.